What's going on, YouTube and y'all squad? This is your boy Yocrates, and this is your review for The Real Housewives of Miami. This is season 4, episode 5. Really quickly, y'all didn't see me last week. Even though I wasn't on screen, I was actually shooting more Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl content. Actually, the psychic playthrough, I'm almost done with the videos, but I need to actually start editing them. So y'all should see the finale of the original playthrough this week, and then I'll start rolling out the psychic playthrough hopefully sometime next week. So that's where I've been in terms of not being here. I was actually creating content. Y'all just ain't got it yet. All right, praise God. Now, let's get into this review. Cause I want to hurry to get this out because I just finished watching it and I'm so mad that I'm just not getting to it because it was good. And I'm going to sit here and bypass a lot of people's stuff because I just want to get to the end because that's where the juice was. Because I'm going to say this. Though I feel the ways, Todd my dude. Okay, Todd is my dude. I'm probably not. This video probably not gonna be monetized because I'm probably just gonna sit here and just give y'all all of my colorful language. But that's all. That's all right. That's all right. Not every video needs to be monetized. All right. So we got Julia, Martina. So Julia and Martina. Martina pretty much said she's only got one foot massage the whole time they've been together in a relationship. Julia says that she's a flirt. Says that Gertie is, has like a fiery nature, and then Adriana is more of like a cat. They need to make up, whatever. So we got Gertie and Russell. Gertie is, chill, and says that I'm sorry, my bad. Russell is chill, and that they balance each other out. Opposites do attract. That's cool. She appreciates that he doesn't tell her that she's doing too much. Okay, which is cool, But I mean, hey, if you are doing too much, sometimes you need to be held accountable. She says her pain comes from, I'm sorry, her joy comes from a place where hurt used to be, meaning that she had been through so much in her life that she's used that to create joy. I understand that. I've been through a hell of a lot, before the age of 11. And, I eventually was able to be able to just find reasons to be happy, find a reason to smile. And, it was one of those where I had to fake it until it was real, but being able to persevere, push through, and know that if I was able to go through all of what I went through as an adolescence before being a teenager, I know that I can tackle anything in my adult life. So, cool. But then she also lets us know that she's one of 7 children. In 2010, her brother and his 2 daughters, her nieces, died in the earthquake in Haiti. And that was, I guess, what she was really trying to explain in the previous episode. And Russell just encourages her, like, pretty much just like, forget them women. We get Marisol, Alessia, Todd, and whoever Marisol's date was, don't know, don't care. Let's see. They talk about the bachelorette party. Todd is just like, hey, let's just do it co-ed. We don't know if that's gonna happen. Marisol brings up Gertie in terms of locations, but it's been hard for them to find a location because either what is picked doesn't work, or it works but it doesn't work with their schedule. This is what happens when you have a rush wedding. But Alexia feels that she might subconsciously be dragging her feet because of the issues between Todd and Peter. So now we get Larsa, Adriana, Sophie, and Kiki. Larsa's still talking about the OnlyFans stuff. Kiki brings her child with her to play with Alexia, but I didn't like the fact that. Okay, am I jumping ahead? Oh, Larsa is also not in a rush to get divorced. I put married here, but divorce. But they're doing. I'm sorry. With OnlyFans talk, Adriana feels like her feet could sell for a lot. Larsa's like, yeah, no, only $5. That's funny. But they're doing, just little posts for OnlyFans, and I didn't like the fact that, granted, Kiki's daughter is young, so she probably doesn't understand, but Larsa's child, Sophia, is in her teens. She really shouldn't be around when they're having that conversation. And even though Larsa tries to play it off in her confessional, saying, "Oh well, my children should think it's a site for moms." Let's stop playing, and let's not sit here and cut these children too short. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I did find it to be funny that Larsa said Kiki would do good on OnlyFans. And this is based off their Instagrams. Adriana, not so much. All right, so we get Nicole and her mom. Her mom is moving close, be able to help with the baby. Nicole hasn't talked to her father in weeks. So her mother asked, when is the last time you talked to him? She's like, in weeks. The mom doesn't like that. The mom is pushing for her to, have more of a deep relationship with her father. And her whole thing is, when you do me wrong, like, I'm quick to cut somebody off. Probably not the best quality. I'm here to say, hey, keep that quality. Because again, Maya Angelou said it best. People, like, when someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. And what happens is we continue to let people back in or give them full access to us. Because you can let them back in without giving them full access. You need to treat your body, your temple, as a security clearance where, you sit here and do me wrong. Okay, you're no longer at this clearance. I'm gonna bring you down here to just a basic clearance. And if you mess up again, you gonna be common access. You probably just gonna be in the lobby waiting. You ain't gonna be able to come up here in these secure places. So you have to be with people, because you have to literally put your joy, happiness, and peace above any and everything else. I'm just saying. Nevertheless, she talks and pretty much says, okay, well, her father is 60. He's been there, I believe she said, for 15 years. But when he came out, he was just like, where the hoes at? So his mind frame hasn't been on me, hasn't been on his child. So why do I need to sit here and give and give and give? But she does feel that because she had a relationship with her grandparents, maybe for the sake of her son Grace, and she should let him back in. But again, I get all of this. I do. But this is also because I have a checker pass when it comes to my father. Because trust me, like, he disrespected me one day, and let's just say for a good 2 years, there was zero contact. He had zero access to me. Now, he went through everybody on both sides, his side of the family and my mom's side, which is the side that I'm literally attached to, if you will, telling everybody that will hear how wrong y'all done did him, and nobody ever once asked me what happened that caused you to not communicate with this person. But let's just say when I finally opened the floodgates, he was very remorseful. And that's sometimes what you have to do. It may sound harsh, it is, but again, when you get to a point where you're tired of dealing with pain, when you're tired of dealing with regret and disappointment and everything else, when you get to that point, you will make a choice. And 9 times out of 10, when you get to that point, you're going to choose you. Moving on. Because I was on that for a little bit. Adriana is with Jacob. Julia joins them. They're at a car dealership. There's 6 more weeks until she can have relations with Jacob, whatever. Adriana says being friends with Julia has opened her up to possibilities, so her being more fluid. Julia party comes up, and Adriana is willing to forgive and forget. We get Alexi and Ty. She's worried about her mom not being so mobile and fragile, and I guess it's in relation to her being at the wedding. But um, Ty reassures her. She wants him to talk with her mom. Okay, cool, whatever. And she wants another ring. He's just kind of looking like, okay. We find out that Todd and Peter have talked on the phone. It was a good convo, and I put here, it appears another conversation needs to be had, which another conversation did happen. It happened at the very end. It was real good and juicy. Again, I'm trying to get through this because I need to watch some other people's reviews because I want to see how they feel about this. I know how I feel about this. So we have Lisa and Larsa. Lisa feels Larsa isn't fake. Okay, Lisa. Lisa wants to do more than just be a mom, but Lenny minimizes it. And he also feels that she doesn't do anything all day. But she's like, well, being a mom is a full-time job, which it is. Which it is. But if I can be all the way 1,000, I've seen some parents, whether it's mom or dad, I've seen some parents to where they don't have do nothing. I've seen it, and I've seen other parents where they are sitting here bouncing off the walls from the time they wake up to the time them kids go to sleep. They're constantly doing something. Then there's others where they ain't doing a whole lot. So I'm just gonna say that. If y'all get mad at me, that's cool. Larsa says she left her marriage because she wants to do more, and Scotty didn't support her. And here's the thing, you might be right, but I'm gonna keep it 1,000. We not finna sit here and pretend like you didn't marry for a lifestyle. But again, that's none of my business. So we get Nicole and Anthony. They're foodies, all that good jazz. He orders everything for them. At first, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Here, like, you not finna let her order for herself. But it wasn't a disrespectful, which is like, oh, well, she gonna have a salad, but I'm gonna have this. No, they had a whole spread and they shared it. It was cool. It was cute. He's waiting on the art that was bought at Martina's art show. And Nicole says Adriana's going to bring it with Martina. And Nicole feels that since Adriana has, done hundreds of art shows, that she could have executed Martina's vision a lot better than what she did. I agree. They talk about reconnecting with her father. Anthony didn't grow up with his father, but it's because of not having that relationship that he, is very, very engaged with his son currently, which is great. And I hope they don't break up, but I want him to keep that same energy if they happen to separate, because they're not married, but if they happen to separate, hopefully he keeps that same energy. And she's willing to do it for her son. So now we get Alexia, Ty, Frankie, and Peter. And this is when the ish get good. So we're going to be here for a minute, okay? So wedding talk comes up. We don't care about that. Peter and Ty finally talk. So Ty mentions if Peter parties with Frankie, he's left to pick up the pieces, which is understandable. And this is one, and another way to think about it is for those who are full-time parents that had and their baby's father or baby's mother, and I do say father and mother, if that person isn't full-time and they just get the kids and then just drop them off with whatever happened that day, whether they gave them all type of stuff they weren't supposed to have, yes, now the full-time parent is left to sit here and pick up whatever pieces of what just happened, which is what he's saying. Like, yeah, this is your brother, this and the third, but when you're done doing whatever it is you're doing and you drop him off or you leave him out wherever he's at, I have to sit here and pick up the pieces and sit here and do damage control. You don't have to do that. Understand it. Peter understands that it's a 24-hour job. Todd feels that, his response was justified. So everything he said with the last incident that happened, he feels justified in that. And guess what? He has every right to feel that way. He does. And what I will say is Todd, he didn't double. He did. He doubled down. Because at one point he even says later, pretty much says, did I say you were you were probably gonna end up in jail? Yeah. Did I say you weren't gonna amount to nothing? I was just like, oh, when I tell you I was Todd, like there were moments where I'm like, damn Todd, you be a damn spectful. But then I also had to realize I'm Todd. And I'm not finna, I'm jumping ahead slightly, but I'm not finna have two people sitting here talking to me crazy. Literally, it's a 2-on-1. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you up off my back. I've already told y'all, if I'm at war with somebody, mind you, they're in a relationship, so it's a little bit different. But if I'm at war with somebody, oh, ain't nothing off limits. Ain't nothing off limits, I'm just saying. But anyway, back to this. Alexia is standing in the doorway, her and Frankie, so she's overhearing the whole entire conversation, which I feel, granted, where we ended up was great, but I felt because she came in, hugged Peter, and they both started crying, and it's just like you could have let them finish talking, unless that was the end of the conversation and they cut out a lot of fluff. I felt like you could have let that dialogue go just a little bit longer. Nevertheless, Peter, and it's also said, because I believe it was Todd that brings up, like, you want to sit here and smoke with your brother, but there's other things you could be doing with your brother that are more productive, like playing basketball. And Peter even said, oh, I didn't know he wanted to play basketball, which that right there was a red flag, because he said that he didn't talk to his mom in several months. And I don't know how recent this is, but you should still be talking with your brother. And the fact that you had this mental episode, if you will, when your brother got into the accident and you did all this crazy stuff and how this affected you, you would think that he would be more in tune with his brother. Like, you should probably know his interests and try to sit here and do what makes him happy. But again, Peter comes off as being very selfish and entitled, my opinion. And Peter is saying, when he's gonna play b-ball with Frankie. Alexia says to Ty, it's hard to be in someone's shoes. Now, this is her coming to her son's defense, trying to make excuses for him. Now, when I tell y'all Todd wasn't here for it, Todd didn't give a fuck. I told y'all this ain't finna get monitored. Todd didn't give a fuck. Okay, Todd cuts her off when she says that and replies to her, you say that all the time. I have respect for that. And then he talks about them getting help and mentions it's hard. First of all, he says I respect that, but he pretty much said y'all need to get help. Pretty much, you two need to get help for the sake of Frankie. Then he also says, and this was directed directly at Peter, You say it's hard, to sit here and play basketball and everything. It should be even harder to give him a joy. I sat back like, now they kept panning to Peter's face. When I tell you, every time Todd said a zinger, when I tell you Peter's face cracked more and more and more, I was over here hollering because it was fun. Because I'm literally sitting there just like, this is something I would do. I just respect the fact that even though Todd had a tone, he didn't have a tone. Because damn it, I would have had a tone. Like we would have called off the engagement because I would have went ham just like y'all. Because literally, both Peter and Alexia are, going back and forth with him, and he's only one person. But Ty was just like, y'all ain't finna sit here and play me on camera. Let me finish this because I'm telling you, this had me tickled. So Alexia says, maybe we need help. Ty says, no, you do. You haven't done anything to make it better for him. I'm sitting here like, now, I'm really sitting here just like, Ty, I know you not finna air her out on camera. Alexia tells him to watch his words, almost like it's a threat. Todd, and here's the if I don't know it to be true, I'm pretty sure that's Todd's apartment. I don't think Todd need to watch his words. And at the same exact time, even though he does have a tone, you do need somebody that's going to keep it 1,000 with you. And that is probably somebody she needs to keep in her corner. Somebody that is going to sit here and tell her the truth. Because a lot of people, just based off of Alexia's look and her status as a housewife, would literally just kiss her ass and just tell her what she wants to hear. Todd ain't that dude. I appreciate it. Todd explains to her how it feels as an outsider to see him come home bruised, because he said black, so pretty much come home bruised and vomit, and literally is listing these different things. That's not making Peter happy at all. And Alexia says they do everything to help Frankie. Todd wants an explanation. Rather than explain what she does for Frankie, she turns it back on him and asks him, well, what does he do for Frankie? That right there lets you know you won't have a response, which means you don't do as much as you are putting out there. And he says, he is not my son. Now, we ain't going into details, but I would like to think what he's probably trying to reference is the fact that I'm not his father, and more or less he's probably not on paper his caregiver, so there's only but so much that he can do. And this is coming from somebody that actually is a caregiver. Like, I take care of my stepfather. Like, that's my job. And even before I did that, I had to go through training, and part of it was, if you see something, say something type of things, but my bosses can literally come and do a health and welfare check, and if there are bruises or whatever on my stepfather, not only am I finna get in some trouble, my mother, the wife, she gonna get in trouble. Like, this is a thing. Now, I don't know how it works with a child that has these type of needs at this particular point in his life, but I would like to think any health workers hearing this, that's a house call. And I don't know, again, if y'all know, y'all let me know, but I don't know how that works with an adult. I really don't. But I'm just saying, I was just like, dang, Todd. And he also says, when I try to step in, I'm the bad guy, alluding to the whole incident where there's paramedics in my soon-to-be stepson's face. When I do step in, it's a problem, and y'all make me out to be the bad guy because I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm sitting here like, Todd, if you don't come the hell on. Todd calls her an enabler. I'm just like, Todd, again, I'm here for him. I'm just like, damn it, Todd. Like, Todd said, look, I ain't holding no punches. You want this conversation on camera, then we gonna have this conversation on camera. You want to sit here and play me like a soybean burger bitch, shout out to Bonnie Blue, we gonna do it. Todd was here for all the smoke. I was here for it. And says Todd says he's lived with Frankie for 4 years. He then starts to detail Frankie's day. Before he could finish, Alexia cuts him off. Now, he cut her off before, so a turnabout's fair play. And asked, why hasn't he pulled Frankie in his office as an intern? Because they had talks about an intern earlier. Don't nobody really care about that. So and this is one of those where you're trying your best to find something that's going to stick to come at him, because this is one of those where he coming at y'all with facts. You coming at him with emotion. It ain't working. It ain't working. And you not winning. So it's like, what can I do to sit here and throw a dagger so we can sit here and steer the conversation in a direction to where I'm probably gonna win? When I tell y'all, Todd said I did that once and look how it turned out. I'm like, Todd, if you don't stop playing. Look, I'm probably gonna have to watch that whole scene back, because when I tell you, I was tickled. Whew, Lord have mercy. Okay, get it together, y'all. All right, so then Peter tries to assist his mother, coming to her defense, mentioning how the last 3 years has been hard for her because he sees, okay, we're not winning this conversation. Baby, when I tell you, Todd, I don't correct the conversation. Cause it's just like, cause he didn't say this, but here's how Todd looking like, oh no, we on this road. Oh, you just took a hard left. No, I need for you to make 2 rights and then make another left. Get back on this road. We not going on no detours. We ain't going off on no tangents. Okay, and mentions, the real problem, and that is Peter's cannabis use. The fact that he does a whole lot. It pretty much, it's like, that is the issue. Why are you trying to make the issue this over here? No, this is the real issue, and this is what's gotten us to the point where we at. Alexia says you can't keep bringing up the past. Now, here's what I'm going to say about that. You want them to resolve the issue. And here's a problem that I have with a lot of people. I've actually had this conversation with one of my brothers, because there was a conversation about the other brother. And I'm trying to sit here and give some facts. And I'm being told, stop bringing up the past. Well, I'm just like, well, we ain't got nothing else to talk about. Because honestly, you're choosing to misunderstand me. Because if you don't want to hear the facts, that's a problem. But people love to sit here and start and point P at point V. No. Let's start this at point A and let's work our way all the way to Z. But people don't want to do that because then it's a whole lot of stuff we have to address, because everybody want to start in the middle. No, let's start at the very beginning. And then we can sit here and have this conversation. Todd and Peter have a small exchange of words, and Todd says, your brother is disabled. That right there struck a nerve with Peter. And Peter threatens to beat him up if he says it again. Baby, when I tell you, Todd says, do it, and I'll fight you back, baby. Look, Todd had the energy of fuck these kids, baby. Fuck your kids. What you go when I tell love? When I tell you, I was over here hollering. This shit was funny to me, let me tell you. Alexia says, Peter and Todd, for me, stop. Todd says, for you, this is your fault. I'm like, baby, okay, let me finish, because we at the end. Because I'm just saying, Todd was on one. Todd was just like, this is target practice. Boop, 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 boop. I was so here for this shit. Alexia says it's delicate. Peter says you've never been in that situation. And Todd is just like, y'all need therapy. You two are a team. Both of y'all need therapy. Alexia feels, they need to get better. And Todd says, no, you need to get better first. And then even says, what they tell you, if a plane is going down, you put your mask on first before you put somebody else's on. And literally what he's saying is, you can't help your son until you help yourself. So in essence, individually, y'all need counseling, and then the two of you need family counseling. And this is what y'all need to do if y'all really want to help your son. I said, baby. Alexia says he's right. Then she and Peter cool all the way down. And then Todd apologized for his delivery. Now, he meant what he said. Okay, but he apologized for the delivery. And they all hug it out, and that was it. When I tell you, because at first, I didn't know how this episode was going to go. But by the time we got to the end, when I tell you, I was so tickled. But that's my review, y'all. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. I done gave y'all almost 25 minutes, so I'm going to leave y'all right there. So with that being said, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see y'all for another video. Peace out.